They wait. Okay. So you want me to finish before let's see who wins first. Adventure time for what? The Nintendo 3DS or collecting fragments? Let's see who finishes first. Welcome back, y'all. My name is AJ, and I'm here to yap about Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi. I am once again joined by my straight man Griffin. Say hello, Griffin. Yeah, he's playing Adventure Time for the 3DS. We're gonna see who if I win, if I collect all the fragments first, or he Adventure Times first. All right. Oh wait. Oh fuck! I actually forgot to bring my note sheet up. Last time, we're collecting fragments, right? Wait, why is it so... Wait, it's not picking up your... Griffin speak.
I'm speaking.
Okay,
Hello?
now it's picking yours.
Okay,
Alright, yeah, we're trying to create the ideal June 1983, so we never have to repeat it ever again. Rika will never have to go through another loop in Higurashi. It's a good thing.
Of course, never ever.
Never
again.
ever. There's
ever,
nothing
ever again,
else after this. She's not going to be dragged back in the year 2020 to relive this hell again. Nope. 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 Nope.
Nope. No. 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 Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope. Nope. Nope. All right. Let's just.
I found some bikini babes
Okay.
to save at their save point.
Great. Okay. So let's actually.
Adventure Time. What is it? Adventure Time. Hey, Ice King, why did you steal our garbage?
Okay.
Is it a Link as a Adventure of Link clone?
Bum 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 bum. No, wait, that's the final dungeon theme. How am I forgetting Temple's theme? I love that song. Whatever! The conflict with the Hojo family and the Sonozaki family is required. The self-introduction of Satoko Hojo is required. We've got both of those. Let's go.
Right. Ah, fuck.
This is gonna be...
They don't really give you that much, like, in the way of, like, attack, like, distance. Attack range. Yeah.
The Hojo family is well known for going against the whole village during the damn conflict. Both the husband and wife were rather aggressive, fought a fierce battle, especially against the Sonozakis. Although the whole village treated them coldly, the husband and wife didn't really care and kept on fighting. In a way, they were extremely strong-willed people. I'm sure the children had to go through a lot because of them, though. Satoshi and Satoshi-kun were treated coldly by the villagers as well. In addition to that, Satoko-chan and his stepfather didn't get along, so the stress levels must have reached their limit. Because I'm the director of the local clinic, I'm rather respected member of society. People usually tell me a lot of things. Oh, I'm ADA. So I was aware of the treatment they were receiving, even before I met them. I met Satoshi-kun first. Satoshi-kun came to clinic because he felt ill from too much stress. I must have thought he had a cold. When I examined him, he even told me that. But hearing his repeated sighs and seeing the exhausted look in his eyes...
Oh, I got a stomp. Good.
It was just a simple cold. Medication would heal his symptoms, but that'll only be a temporary measure. The only way to truly cure him would be change his living environment. But that was easier said than done. He was surrounded by tanned gold and complicated relationships with the village and the family, so just resting for a few days and taking some medication wouldn't do. Online was the only thing that could ease off the cold treatment from the villagers, but we're talking a very, very, very long time. So I felt like I'd be their first ally in the village, so I could rescue them. I couldn't really think about a stressful environment, but I could try to diminish the anxiety. So that's not the best way to teach him how to vent his stress. Playing sports! Sport ball! He has been joining the junior baseball team that I coach. As a researcher, I devote most of my time to Himazao Syndrome, but I do need to do something else to relax.
God.
used to play baseball, so I decided to coach the local kids team. After a while, the children in Misawa started their own baseball team, and somehow I became their coach. Doctors can't provide health just by giving medication. We also commit lobotomy. Okay, I'm glad I have another sin to dock against the EDA card. Not only is he a pedophile, he's a lobotomizer as well.
Oh, fuck. Was like it's 1980 or 1970 something.
Whatever, 1970s, 70s or 60s, whatever he was doing that.
Lobotomies were not good at this point. I just ate a container of salt.
Satoshi could slowly regain his liveliness. I realized my plan worked. However, Satoshi was under that much stress. Then Satoko-chan lived in the same family climate, must have felt the same way. Fortunately, I didn't think of her back then. Because I'm stupid. So when Satoko-chan was called into my clinic as a patient, I regretted doing nothing about her even knowing the situation. As Satoshi-kun recovered under my guidance, Satoko-chan was left alone in a stressful environment. Also, around the time, there was an incident bad enough to make Satoko-chan collapse. That was, of course, her parents' death. The day of the Watson Gathering was a very uncomfortable time for the Hojo family, because although it was a village festival, it was also to celebrate victory over the dam construction project. It's understandable they were planning a traveling trip around the time so they could leave the village. Satoko-chan's parents fell off a cliff by the park they were visiting. It happened on such an unlucky day. Because it happened on the day of Watanagashi, people said it was the curse of Orishiro-sama. People labeled the Hojo family as one that was cursed by Oyashiro-sama. Parents were given a cold shoulder by everyone in the village. So with the parents gone, Satoshi and Satoko could have been freed from that. But the uncle's worse! That's why the members of the Hojo family continue to be shunned.
Old people try not to treat everything as a supernatural challenge, I guess.
Satoshi couldn't get show up because he had an event with the baseball team. Therefore, the police mainly interrogated her. Detective Oishi suspected an act of organized crime by the village, so Satoko-chan is the only witness. Man, Oishi's just so off the mark.
I know. He's trying, I guess.
I mean, he's still going after a Yakuza gang. I guess that's still police business.
Yeah, like...
Very, very tragic.
Okay, so this doesn't have background music, so I just hear, like, the sad Higurashi music in the background of this. Oh man, what did Adventure Time get so sad?
The only reason I'm not putting it on screen is just like, this is like the lock-in section of the game, so I
of course.
No,
of course.
But still, take a screenshot, I might do something funny with it.
Okay.
I know Satoshi-kun is a great big brother who clearly cares about his sister. He empathizes deeply with her. In other words, Satoshi's worries and stress were reflecting Satoko-chan herself. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but while Satoshi-kun was, of course, sad about his parents' deaths, he may at the same time be a little relieved they were gone. His sister wouldn't have to be driven into a corner anymore. Nope. Like Satoshi-kun, Satoko-chan didn't have any social skills to get along with her stepfather. So putting her mother aside, I was certain that losing her father, the greatest cause of stress in life, would bring a great change to her home environment. But I couldn't believe what happened next. The two were sent to live in an even worse environment with their aunt and uncle. Although at that time I was rather optimistic, saying this new environment would be better for their siblings. I was fucking stupid! Okay, alright, Irie meets Satoshi and Satoko for the...
I thought you said Irie beats Satoshi. Is this like rock paper scissors kind of thing?
I hope I'm not committing a sin by when I'm type Hojo in my notes. I just fuck the U's. Footsteps following Hatoshi. Okay, Hatoshi Sojo. Okay. Depression and Shinto priest. Rika and Satoko's shopping food required. The Shinto priest contact the EDA institutions required. Rock candy is a treat required. Satoko's detailed test results required. Awareness of his sins. Forgiveness of Ena. Bottle of wine, Thomas, drafted emergency manual. The EU family move is required. The first curse. A red capsule. New wind. Total awareness. Mysterious depth of footage. The EU family is required. A watermelon for the okay. The tea set. Vacant lot. This is just ignore page 6 for now, right? The Avenger meal. Takonos required. Continue schools. Vacation. Himatsubushi. Onokuku. I'm really curious what these fragments from the past games they chose. Also, look, you can see it's the old sprites.
I just said it, yeah.
Okay.
I'm honestly surprised that Ryukishi managed to code this in the original game.
like, yeah, I was gonna say, like, so this was all in the original game, exactly how it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of wish Higurashi was more like. I mean, nah.
It was supposed to be a choose your own adventure game.
Yeah. Maybe not too much choose your own adventure, but I did want. They actually bring interactive elements into these when they cry games. They're so fun. But I can't tell if just because we've deprived that element for like the entire experience that like it makes it unique. I don't know. Prior consent for the collection of Cerebos. Shit, is that the death of Koizumi? The death of destruction. High fever. Because medicine. The Queen Carrier.
Okay, I just beat the first boss.
Execution. The Souls, the Truth. The Shikoaba. Okay. Research needs to have his first snag. Instructions. Okay, what else? This is what happened. It's been a week since, alright. EDA's reflect on its past, why I became my doctor. Tomitake has a slight fever. Veranda, Satoshi has a sense of responsibility. So this one that says, where is it? The research, he says, hit his first snag, which I guess it did with, like, it doesn't have... We don't have the proper stuff to, like, continue researching, and also,
if you're not sure about it, I would say ignore it for now.
I know, but it says the instructions for kidnapping operation minister's grandson required, and there was a... The damn construction operation withdrawal had, like, allusions to that, so let's... Yeah. Okay, third year... Remind. Okay, first year's dam, second year's the Satoshi, the Hojo couple, third year's Furedes, fourth year's on, fifth year's Tomitake. Okay. A bat to beat her to death is required. Prior consent, death, death, death. Matsuribayashi, Minagoroshi. My brother Keiichi. Can I rewatch something without an issue? Can I rewatch something without issues?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can rewatch anything.
Okay. I just...
Oh, Hot Dog Princess's house. Okay. If you could wish for anything, would you wish for a grape or a pencil sharpener?
Pencil sharpener?
A pencil sharpener? Okay.
She's been hospitalized! Satoko's been hospitalized!
Yes.
Satoko has been hospitalized. Okay, because she's staying there for a few days. That's the legal definition of hospitalization. Okay. Shit, have I seen the death of the construction worker yet? No.
No.
No, I haven't.
I don't think so.
No. There's nowhere in my notes about that.
Hey, it's Raggedy Princess.
Satoshi Hojo's sister must refuse his visit at the what the fuck is that? Okay, that's certainly a way to... That's a way to word a sentence. Satoshi Hojo's sister must refuse his visit at the clinic. That means Satoko must refuse seeing Satoshi. Did that? No, that didn't happen. She just was tired. Because I have the sense of responsibility as a big brother. We've established that. And this one's called the accident at Shirakawa Park, so that's...
Wait, so she did not refuse to see him because she was tired, or was she...
Let's go check again! Various appeals as the way out of Tagashi. People label it as a curse. The parents were given the cold shoulder. Blah 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 blah. Please maintain the Oishi. She was stressed as Satoshi-kun's, perhaps even more, so she couldn't make a visit. During the interrogation, you get the wheeze gasp for air. The anguish look I saw on Satoko's child's face, which she carried the clip, very tragic. Hard just imagine what she goes through. Is Satoko okay? Yes, don't worry. She's a bit confused, that's all. May I see her? She finally fell asleep, so I'd rather not wake her up just yet. Just let her rest for a while. Maybe it's a good idea to have her stay here for a few days too. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her. Thank you. He'd emphasize it deeply, otherwise maybe I should say that Satoko's that it was even recording anymore. Like Satoko, that's social to get all set. We'll put it in the side. I can see the little I couldn't believe what happened next. The two was saying, okay, I need to reread the fucking wording on that, because EDA said no. You can't visit her right now. She's resting.
Area is the one refused.
The truth of the accident at the Shirakawa Park. Okay, Satoshi Sojo's sister must refuse his okay, Satoko has to refuse. It has to... Why would they say it like that? Satoshi Sojo's sister must refuse his visit at the clinic. Fuck. Execution order for the third year. The third year, that's the fruit of this family's death. A bat to beat her to death is required. Repetitive... I've seen a few repetitive apologies. I've seen it at the local explanatory meeting with the Hojo, and like it was Hanyu saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," over and over again. And I think and wait, okay, how about instead of thinking, you go look at the actual, where is Satoko's introduction?
Three apples. Okay.
Okay. So now I know. I went dead. I killed dead. I'm sorry. Okay. When I listen very carefully, I can hear a voice apologizing. The voice sounded similar to mine. Her mother must be telling her that she shouldn't have been born. I'm sorry. It's Hanyu saying that. Sorry. I won't apologize like that. I'll live. I'll go strike. Going back to. I'll get killed before. I'm sorry. I guess Hanyu and Satoko's voices are kind of similar. Wait, I can never use voice as an actual piece of evidence because that wasn't part of the original visual novel. They're both little girls. I can understand why she would hear herself. Where is... local explanatory meeting. Okay, stop shaking the stream.
Hanyu just starts grabbing Satoko and shaking her.
We're at the damn meeting with the whole Joel's make an enemy of himself.
Bitch.
The least I can do is apologize for the tragedy that's about to happen. I'm sorry. This is how things started. From this day forward, that were in hardship. That's repeated. Okay, I think I've seen repeated apologies. I think I'm allowed.
Okay.
There's no other avenue I can think of right now. Cause yeah.
Yep, nothing.
Fragment. Game board must be set up. Watching Nagashi. Yeah, ignore these. Ignore these 2 pages, right? Ignore these 2 pages, right?
Yeah.
June 1983. My butter.
You don't get anything set up yet.
Satoshi holds us awareness. Okay, the Fruiters have not died. I don't think we've established the Ryugus. No, we haven't seen the Ryugus yet.
No.
The 4th year curse, the red capsule. Shopping trip, we saw that. The Shinto priest, no. We haven't heard him part-time. We haven't heard of his footsteps. Awareness of his sins. Rock candy as a treatment. We got that. Satoko Hojo's detailed test result. We did not get a detailed test result. All she did was bottle of wine. Promise. A draft emergency manual. No. He hasn't died yet. Prior consent to collection of fluid. I don't think we...
Oh my god, they just made a Zelda joke. It's dangerous, go alone.
Rika hasn't had a high fever. Tomitaki has had a slight fever. Researching for SAG. Instructions. Back to detail death and execution order. Results? Nope. Tactical Hojo's detailed test results required. Nope. Also, the fucking word. The discontinuation of the Satoko Hojo dissection plan is a sentence.
Just casually mentioning her being dissected.
A death. Okay. No. Repeated apologies. It's the only thing I can think of. Please. Early summer.
Yeah, you got it.
1979.
1979.
Oh, I was so nervous, Griffin.
Yeah, that's bad.
What brand should I put this under? I guess I can do both.
Well, yeah, if there's hints from both that converge here.
I don't know, he slapped everyone out of it. Someone dropped the shovel he was holding. The shovel was smeared with reddish black blood. No, not just the shovel. All 6 construction workers' clothes were blood-soaked too. One of them cried out, the silent dead body of the manager, which drenched in blood.
First time we've actually seen the murder.
The murder. Fight started after the manager yelled at them for drinking beer. Oh my god, so it was the construction workers who killed their own manager! It wasn't anyone from Hinamizawa!
Yeah.
They must be infected. A syndrome, if it does exist. Right?
Mm.
Oh my god, this entire thing started because of a self-mutiny. No drinking, no smoking. The manager harshly scolded everyone broke that rule. So 6 workers' fault for disobeying, but they drank because of the stress of the anti-dam protesters. That's why these things provoked the manager. Told him to step out. The others went along. Construction workers toiled hard and long hours. That's why they instigated the fight with the manager, to release their stress. They had expected to just curse at each other or than a wrestling match, but this thing escalated quickly. Miraculously, the manager exploded all of a sudden. The manager had to deal with the residents' protests as well, so he was under just as much pressure, and maybe even more. But how he changed was not normal. The manager was calm at first, but he gradually became more aggressive. It was like he transformed into someone completely different. No, it was like he was possessed by someone evil. Men who instigated the fight sobered up while those saw his behavior. Then, the manager picked up a shovel that was nearby and tried to smash his opponent's head with it. The manager avoided the hit, but he didn't and had his shoulder split open.
It was the manager
who
that attacked them first.
Because he was under extreme stress, and that's the trigger for the syndrome. So society caused all this to happen.
Yes. We live in a society.
We live in a society.
Thank you,
We live in a Hinamizawa. Avoid the hits. By this time, the workers realized it's beyond simple fights, so they tried to hold the manager down. But the manager turned on them with a shovel too. One of the men tried to protect himself by crossing his arm above his head. There was no way that he could have blocked the shovel swing such force. Blood spurted down, the man groaned in pain. By this time, the citizens realized the manager was not his usual self. This manager would try to bash their brains in without hesitation. Since their opponents was using a shovel as a weapon, they had to find some kind of weapon too. One of them grabbed a huge hammer. Then the others realized they needed to find something as well. To strain a manager in that condition, it's better to arm themselves.
God, I just punched a bunny and it splattered.
Taking off the madness affected 6 workers. Only a matter of time before they went from restraining him to lynching him. They realized what happened, the manager was ready a lump of meat. His face was swollen, shrewds of skin had been torn off, and his muscles and skull were visible too. Obviously, he was quite dead. The leader of 6, the one instigated the fight, tried to bring the rest to his side, but nobody replied. So the leader became frustrated. He was the one who started the fight. The rest simply joined in. He was the main perpetrator. That's why he was feeling so exasperated, since he was the one at fault. Bro, it's just a prank. They knew the perpetration of the assault incident once before, so if we got into trouble with the law again, the punishment would be more severe than they could imagine. That's why he was trying to desperately find a way out. If he was alone with the manager's bodies, then he wouldn't behave this way. All he would have to do was hide the manager's body and pretend nothing happened. But there were 6 of them, including him. They were partners in crime, witnesses too. If one of them turned himself in and out of guilt, he'd be in big trouble.
でも死体なんか隠したってバレるよ。いずれそれより正当防衛ってことでちゃんと主張して、その過剰防衛くらいで勘弁してもらえねえかな。甘ったれたこと言ってんじゃねえ。これだけズタボロに殺しちまってんだぞ。過剰防衛で済むかよ。親が見たって見分けがつかねえくれいにやっちまってんだぞバカ野郎。でもよ、どう隠したって監督がいなくなったのは明日の朝にはバレちまうんだ。どうしようもねえよ。どうしようもねえのはオンドレの頭じゃいバカ。
Something of a man in the face. The leader has such an evil look in his eyes.
いいかボケども、俺たちはな殺人犯なんだ。殺人犯。ぐずぐず言ってりゃ5年6年食らい込まれちまうんだよ。俺らの中に一人裏切り者がおってみろ。全員が捕まっちまうんだよ。懲役をなめんな。どうせ捕まる覚悟だっちゅうんなら死ぬ気で逃げまくってやるんだ。年貢の納め時になったら好きなだけ覚悟決めりゃいいんだ。
His visage turned more and more demonic. It was the same expression the manager had just a few minutes before. Was he possessed by the same thing that possessed the manager? The 5 minutes started to think that way. Now they considered all the villagers the anti-dam protest had the same expression on their faces too. The real name Himazawa was Onigafushi village. People said the wicked demons lived there and sometimes they possessed people. The men couldn't help but to recall that exaggerated story often told by demonstrators. They swung the shovel after his expression changed to the demonic one. There's no guarantee this man wouldn't do the same. In fact, he was squeezing the hammer in his hand, glaring at everyone and threatening them. If anyone suggested surrendering, probably smashing their head with it. Oh boy.
Do どんな手だい。この野郎の死体をな、みんなで仲良くこのニーズで割り算するんだ。そりゃあ。
They all wanted to reject the idea. Killing him was a serious crime itself. Severing the body would be too much. And rejected to be killed on the spot. But no one said anything.
全員でバラすんだ。この野郎が日頃言ってんだろ。共同作業だよ。全員共犯だ。それでバラした部品は各自が責任を持って隠すんだ。なあ。これなら全員仲良くしゃんだろ。自分だけ罪が軽いから自首しようなんてずる抜けは許さねえってわけさ。
I remember all taken by his ghastly face. And they couldn't feel the fear of the Onigafushi demons creep at their backs. Man, this town!
Yeah. All right.
What was this called? A murder of a dismembered body. Dismembered body. I just misspelled this. Who cares? I'm only on.
That was a requirement for another one, right?
Yeah, it was, but first of all.
I just found my sword. Nice. So I'm about to go through the first dungeon. Of what looks like 4 dungeons.
Strategy to dam construction site required. Life specimen. Death to construction. Site manager is required. The hospitalization of Satoko Hojo is required. Okay, I'm pretty sure I remember dismembering somewhere else. Let's keep that in mind. Discontinuation.
Oh no, I can't go up here.
The death of the dam construction site manager is required.
Hot damn.
Alright, let's go. That's alright. The death of the dam construction site manager is required.
The 2D combat in this game is actually pretty good.
I want to say something.
But then I realized it's because of it's made by WayForward.
Ah.
Yeah.
課長から手配写真の静かにせい。ここは騒ぐ部屋ではないぞ。
When the guy brought into the room, the old coroner quickly snapped back at him.
すみません。ですね。課長が容疑者の手配写真について。
ああ、それ小宮山君に相談してくれませんかね。ちょいと私、じい様と話がありまして。すぐに上がりますと上に言っといてください。
あ、わかりました。
Commander went out of the autopsy room in the same haste he entered in.
賑やかな男だの。
おやっさんだったらやかましいって言ってげんこつの一つも食らわしてるところです。
お前さんも少し上に戻った方がいいぞい。ここの空気は慣れんやつには合わん。
そうですね。あんまりサボってると私もげんこつを食らっちまいそうです。
獅子骨界隈じゃチンピラも避けて通るお前さんをツモの切り方が悪いとげんこつを食らわせてきたのは後にも先にもこいつだけだったの。
容赦のない人だったな。本当の親父よりげんこつもらった気がしますよ。
本当も嘘もないわい。お前さんが本当の親父だと信じてたならこいつも本当の親父だ。
Our real father passed away in Nagoya. He was unlucky. If he wasn't given the order to move to play in Nagoya, he would have died in an air raid. We could have rode it out another half a year or so, and the war would have been over. Sad, of course, but I was growing up enough by then that I didn't cry into the ground like my mother did. But people feel sadness in different ways. For some people, it comes all at once in an overwhelming way, but others feel sadness gradually over a long period of time. I think I was the latter. When he was alive, I only thought of him as annoying. In my mind, I even cursed him the question as why he was avoided the draft. I knew my feelings towards him would always be the same. But then the war ended. Saw my families and friends being very joyous as they came home from the front. It finally happened. I grieved for my father's death. Japan was filled with many people who were sad and full of despair. I knew it wasn't the only one whose life ended up that way. But I remember it was very, very heartbroken. From the war, the nation completely changed. As a policeman, the environment I worked in went through sudden changes too. In order to forget my sorrow, the only thing I could do was devote myself to work.
The Oishi backstory.
私は闇米の取り締まりばかりやらされてましてね。鉄道主要駅で旅客を抜き打ち検査するんですよ。そりゃもうゾロゾロ引っかかりましたっけ。僕らのあたりはこの辺じゃかなりでかい闇市が立ちましたからね。大阪界隈からはるばる買いに来てる連中も大勢いましたよ。
After the war, Japan faced a chronic shortage in food supply. To those ends, the nation instituted a food rationing program by signing the Food Control Act. But the rations the government provided weren't even close enough to feed families. Therefore, people had no choice other than buying food and supplies on the black market. The government hardly had enough food for rations, but somehow plenty on the black market. The dealers there sold it at outrageous prices. Some of them became quite wealthy. The Sonozaki family made their money through the black market. That's another story! The government didn't bother arresting these dealers. When they were money, they were able to buy a top members of the police department. Instead, they decided to go after people buying the goods and even confiscated the rights they bought by selling everything they owed. Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't the prosecutor starved himself to death?
皮肉な事件もありましたね。闇米は一切食わないと公言した判事が餓死したのが
Yeah, it was only 2 years after the war ended.
ひどい話でした。法律に従ってたら生きていけないことを法の番人である裁判官が自ら示したんですからね。
The prosecutor had grown tired of the government charging people with doing whatever they could to survive. He proclaimed that he was never going to buy black market rice again. In 1947, he started to death when he was only in his mid-30s. For a law prohibited people from buying black market rice, but that was the only way to survive. In that case, was the Food Control Act a bad law itself? The deputy prosecutor was seen as a desperate man said to the government about the unjustness of that law.
米の袋を抱えた連中を次々と引っ立てて駅脇の臨時の検問所に並べましてね、まるで戦時法廷みたいな感じなんですよ。次々ポンポンと没収して引っ捕らえていく感じです。ご婦人方はみんな泣かれるんですよ。その米を買うために彼らは家財を売り払ってるんです。それを没収されたら何も残らないと。どうやって飢えた子供たちを食わせればいいのかと。
道理だな。
Clearly going after the sellers, so it's absolutely unfair from the view of the people.
皆さんも敏感でしてね、駅で検問があるかもしれないと察知すると、途中
Was
で
it the Secretary of Agriculture in Japan, like right now, because there is another rice shortage in Japan right now, just had to like resign because he admitted that he has never actually had to buy rice before because people gift him so much rice.
Jesus. Also, wait. We were aware of those people, so several officers near jump off course when I captured them. I remember chasing after women carrying several kilos of rice in them. That's where I first met the old man.
私はね、てっきり親父は名古屋の空襲を奇跡的に生き延びて帰ってきてくれたんじゃないかって本気で思いましたよ。
He's chasing a man who was running away from the inspection point. There's no way for him to run with a heavy bag of rice on him. So either you get arrested with illegal rice, or you escape by distant rice as he bought by selling all of his belongings. In other words, the person being chased by police, that person can't provide his family any rice to eat. I understand that. Of course I felt guilty about that. You people had to... Whenever the game goes, in other words, I'm like...
In other words, Rikishi, I understand what food rations are and, like, food shortages.
In other words, let me explain it to you in case you're dumb.
In case you didn't know, food shortages is when there's no food for people. And people have to starve.
I don't want to catch him. I don't want to hear him crying, pleading in distress. As then the old man showed up. He looked exactly like my dead father. I was dumbfounded. Then all of a sudden he punched me in the head. If father disciplines you as a child, you lower your head in apology. So happy to see my father alive that I couldn't hold my joy in. The old man said, "Let him go." When I heard his voice, I realized he wasn't my father, so I thought I'd arrest him for assaulting a policeman. But a young man like me, barely grown any hairs yet, was no match for an older man who was used to fighting.
He just beat the shit out of him.
Just like my dad.
普通に考えたらそんなのに耳なんか傾けないですよね。でもあの時の私はどうかしてたんです。どうしてもおやっさんが親父に見えちゃっておとなしく言うことに耳を傾けることしかできなかったんです。
まあそこでこづいただけじゃなく男の器量もきっちりと見せられたのがこいつの大したところだったの。今時じゃすっかり珍しくなっちまった。古き良き時代の生き残りじゃった。
At my age, I still needed a father. I needed someone to look up to and show me what makes a man a man. When I think about that, I really did have two fathers. The old man was a father, brother, and my best friend. But now he lies with his head, bodies, arms, and legs all dismembered, and his right arm hasn't even been found. Taught me how to be a man, how to enjoy alcohol, how to play mahjong. With that right arm, he gave me a good beating when I did something wrong, but that right arm is still missing.
星の目星は
ねえ、もちろんついています。おやつさんの右腕も
Being shots out of
も
context.
ちろん取り返しますし、この借りもきっちり返します。
Running humans out from the shadows and inciting the collective crime they call the damn process, the Sonozaki family. Declare war within myself. I already know who my enemy is. So he lost. Okay, so that's... The manager meant a lot more to him than I could have realized.
Yes, that's one of the big things about Oishi's, about the manager, is like, that was Oishi's best friend and his father figure.
He beat up cops, so you know, he was good in my book. And then he's turbo locked himself to think it's the Sonozakis.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if you didn't know about secret government agencies, it's not the worst assumption.
Huh.
Uzumi, bar consent for... Okay. Okay, declaration of war for Oishi. Okay, Oishi, okay. That's what it was.
Yep.
Declaration. War. I'm not. I just butchered spelling declaration, so I'm just gonna put war in my notes in all caps.
Oh my god.
What?
This boss is just a bear with a chainsaw taped to its back.
Okay. The death of the Florida couple. Alright. The death of the construction site manager is required. The hospitalization of Hojo Satoko is required. Please. Yay! If I get to normal text, that means I'm right?
Yep.
Okay. Satoshi-kun's a good brother who takes care of his sister. He went to visit Satoko-chan straight after school and kept encouraging her to get better every day. Without even hearing Satoshi-kun's stories, it was obvious to me that Satoko-chan never had a good relationship with her step-parents. Especially being along with her stepfather. Satoko-chan even called the child abuse hotline once. Not only that, her parents ended up dying in accidents, so she just wasn't able to withstand all that damage. Satoko-chan is still very young, so it must be been horrible for her to go through. Obviously, she has a wonderful brother. Emotional wounds are hard to heal. Those wounds better than love from family members. I'm sure that one day Satoko-chan will be able to smile again. She's still in shock, but when she talks to Satoshi-kun, she smiles a little bit. Oishi from the police department keeps repressing to see her, but I think I need to protect her for just a little longer. While he's passionate as a job, I wish he was a touch more sensitive. If he reminds her of his parents' accident, her emotional wounds will start open again. That's the one point I worry about Satoko-chan. I heard someone knock at the door. It was Takano-san. Doesn't look right wearing a nurse's uniform like that. She's a licensed doctor. She should wear a white coat and act like one. Maybe this is for fun for her, but I think she might be insulting to real nurses. I didn't say anything though.
入江先生、ちょっとよろしいですか？
ああ、はい。それではサトシ君、私は失礼します。
あ、はい。サトシ君、サトコちゃんと遊んであげててね。ずっと一人でいるから、きっと寂しいと思うの。ね？
そんなことございませんわよ。
ではサトシ君、よろしくお願いします。
Got up and let Satoshi-kun take over.
ところで、
ここではなんですので、所長室で。
I don't like where this is going. Takano smiled meaningfully. Usually her smile brings happy feelings. But when it comes to Takano-san, that's really a good case.
それは本当ですか？
ええ。簡易検査の結果、 レベル3以上と思われる高い発症レベルの可能性が指摘されました。彼女をさらに入院させ、より精度の高い検査を行う必要があります。結果待ちですが、私の見たところ、レベル4の可能性すらあり得るかと。
Sakura sparkled in such a weird way. What's the reason for that? For us, finding patients in terminal stage is a valuable boon to our research. In fact, as a result of detecting the murder suspect from last year, we made great progress in our research. In other words, we finally managed to isolate the pathogen. We also discovered that when the host dies, the pathogen melts away within a few hours. Once that happens, it's undetectable. That's why we never found the pathogen before in autopsies. Our research made a lot of progress after that. What we found in the past year has essentially surpassed what the late Dr. Kakano found in decades. We're now studying the nature, the effect, and the symptoms of the pathogen, as well as treatments and vaccines. In other words, a living specimen who's in terminal stage is a necessity for our research. However, we rarely find a patient who's gone that far, who's reached
How was Dr. Takano like researching when he didn't have access to any first-hand material?
Hey, do you have Hinamizawa syndrome? No. Oh. Hey, do you have
What is Hinamizawa syndrome?
Hey, are you paranoid? Yes. A random stranger just walked up and asked me I'm paranoid. Get the fuck out of my face!
That's what I always wondered about Takano. Like, no wonder everyone thought he was crazy. He had zero and actual, real way to find evidence.
We have to run more tests first. And we'll figure out what to do next. In that case, Satoko-chan seems so calm. Her behavior is nothing like the man from last year. Initial test results are in there. Oh, they took the person who went missing!
Yes. They took the murderer, the leader of the murderers.
The demon away, so they can study the pathogen.
Mm-hmm.
So they killed him!
Well, I think he probably died. Maybe.
They said dissect, so I think that if that guy was as crazy, I think they were like, we gotta. Takano walked up, we gotta kill this guy. We gotta kill this guy, EDA. Damn.
Damn. Yeah. Steven Universe. I mean, fuck. I need to go fucking watch Steven Universe after this shit.
わかりました。
経過観察のため入院ということにしましょう。スタッフの皆さんへの手配をお願いいたします。
This sounds like a full answer, but the results came back positive. That'll be a green light for a dissection. I don't thought to count that well, but I've known her brother Satoshi-kun to the baseball team for a long time. How could I dissect the apple Satoshi's-kun? How could I dissect a 9-year-old girl? It should be the question going.
Takano's like, idiot, we totally have to kill this little girl.
Smiles tell me that the section's already being prepared for it too. Is it just her who's smiling? Am I smiling like her too? When I dissected that man last year, I did feel guilt beforehand. But once I started, it was like I was in paradise. All the pieces of the puzzle that were left by the late Dr. Takano fell into place at the same time they didn't. How exciting it was. I mean, that they were the first ones to take the first steps to solve a mystery, that is. I don't even know how to explain the feeling to those who have never experienced it. There's no way to describe it with words. The only thing I can say is that even a year later, I still remember it vividly. So if the results show that Satoshi-kun's beloved sister is to be dissected, can I control myself? Can I stay calm? But that means I'm a failure of a human being. I know very well that the Hojo family was treated poorly by villagers, and I know what Satoko-chan had to go through. Also, I know Satoshi-kun loves his sister, who is his one and only blood relative. How can I dissect Satoko-chan using my research as an excuse? I feel much guilt for the man from last year, but I fear an unbearable guilt towards Satoko-chan. That means what I did last year was very sinful. I don't care if a stranger dies. But I don't want Satoko-chan to die. That's not right. All lives are equally precious. To try to convince myself that I was a violent murderer.
Wait a minute, are you saying all lives...
Shut up! Because it's the terminal stage. I don't know anything about him becoming deranged. Maybe he was a model citizen who was worthy of respect. Unfortunately, he became ill and ended up doing what he did. Maybe he was a victim himself. Like my father. I know more about Hinazawa syndrome than anybody. This disease makes people act in bizarre ways without those people's realizing it. So when the people at the terminal stage do such strange and violent things, one should be sympathetic. I knew that back then when I decided to go down this path. Should have remembered it sooner, but I only just did now. I finally realized what sinful research I'm working on. Satoko Hojo's detailed test results came back. The results said L5. She's at the terminal stage of the terminal. She's at the terminal stage of the terminal stage. It's actually a surprising result. Last year's case, the person was extremely deranged. According to Takano-san's research, he complained about the itching coming from the lymph nodes all over his body when to claw his throat, just as the late Dr. Takano mentioned. Satoko-chan isn't displaying such symptoms. Even in late Takano's data, throat clawing seemed to be a characteristic symbol of terminal stage patients. However, all patients experience that symptom. How did you find that information out? Besides, emotional expression is very different in each person. So the same emotion one patient may express it rather violently, another may express it calmly. No way knowing by just looking at that person. Lateral detail results set to terminal stage at L5. We're feeling what the man last year was feeling. It's feeling the same way that man was. Hinazawa syndrome exerts the frontal lobes of the brain, stimulates most primitive emotions, doubts very strongly. As a test result, terminal visions are trapped in delusions and paranoia and end up committing horrible crimes. Chan seemed to show improvement while she was exchanging friendly words with Satoshi-kun. But there's a paranoia stirring up inside of them, put her in deranged state anymore. Can't leave her at the clinic like this. However things go according to the manual, I'll have to make a decision in her dissection. The decision will be a formality. Can't exactly refuse.
Oh, it reflects projectiles. Okay.
Takano-san appears to be already working the section schedule. That plan will then come to me. Would I feel the same way? While dissecting Satoko-chan? Would I be able to experience the trance once again? No, the question is, can I fight the temptation? To pretend to question myself, I'm letting Takano-san prepare things on her own. By doing so, I'm passively agreeing to Satoko-chan's dissection. Possible I want to save Satoko-chan. I don't want her to be the sacrifice for Drift Church. I don't know what to... I don't want to dissect her. And what about the man from last year? Do I only care about the lives of people I know? Yes! Do I dissect her? Do I let her live and leave the clinic? Do I simply wait for her to become deranged and commit a horrible crime? She already has! And then she'll end up here, just like the man from last year. I'll have dissected her anyway. The man from last year was dissected alive and kept that way for several months!
With his skull open.
Wasn't allowed to die for several months. He was kept... Jesus Christ!
Jesus, I forgot about that detail. That's horrifying.
Don't want to do that to her. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Idiot! Or Takano.
No, it was... idiot! I don't want to do that to her. I don't know what to do. You were debating agonies over leading towards consent or dissection by elimination. Jesus Christ! Oh, my father's calling me. Give me 1 second. We're back! Alright. Satoko's test results detailed were... Okay, this plane has not been discontinued yet. There was something else that had Satoko's. Because I'm not sure if he had a... Green Carrier. Execution. Bat to beat her to death.
Have to beat this person to death. We need a key. Visit the candy castle.
Oh, there we go. Suffering of a big brother. Rock candy as a treat is required. Satoko Hojo's detailed test result. I did get rock candy, right?
Yeah,
small
after
box
they
of rock
started
candy.
talking.
Alright.
Yeah.
Suffering of a big brother. Ba ba ba. Oh my god, I haven't heard this one in a while. Ba ba ba. Ba ba. A couple boys playing baseball with their powerful son. The sound of the cicadas make the heat stand out even more, but those boys is just another kind of cheering from the crowds. Of course, they go through training exercises to build stamina. Boys will actually like routine activities. When they look forward to the most, it's a free game after practice. Schools in Himazawa is actually borrowed from the forestry service. I'm well aware of that fact by now, Ryukishi. The ground in the school of Kenobi are probably maintained for athletic activities. The kids are more energetic when they come here. Kids in Himazawa really don't care if the ground is made for gravel or not. The older instructor is watching the game, so I think go get some drink for the team.
監督、どこへ行くんですか？
皆さんにジュースを買ってこようと思いまして、もしよかったらサトシ君も手伝ってくださるととても助かるのですが。
はい、お手伝いします。
So that Satoshi-kun can lock in with me. Kids don't like what grown-ups choose, so I'm glad he agrees. Satoshi-kun and I got in the car headed to the grocery store nearby.
監督、サトコの具合はどうなんですか？
ええ、経過は良好ですよ。本当にゆっくりとですが、サトコちゃんの心の傷も癒えてきています。もう少しだけ安静にしてあげた方がいいでしょう。
It's natural for Satoshi-kun to be worried. Satoko-chan had been in hospital for over 2 weeks. Of course, he doesn't know his sister has Yamazawa syndrome. Now that she's almost level 5, she could become deranged at any moment. She believes it's suppressed because of the shock of the parents' accident. Came to the clinic every day to cheer his sister up. So, it's showing dangerous symptoms, so we call off the visits. Oh, wait. But Satoko is mostly stable, showing us some dangerous symptoms, so we called off the visits. In fact, Satoko-chan is not doing very well. Satoshi-kun, I'm gonna be honest with you. Shit's fucked. Oh.
I gotta be honest.
We're the dissector.
Sorry, we're gonna cut your sister's brain open. We gotta.
I have no one.
For the funny.
Joy, the final stage just returned and ran. There's no guarantee that Satoko-chan will fall in the same condition. When we performed the autopsy of that man last year, we learned the true identity syndrome and gained a great understanding of its mechanisms. Discovered some important facts in relation to the developments of a cure. I've been a method of actually curing the disease. So Satoko-chan's become recoverable. We may have the sector just like the man from last year. I gotta tell Satoshi-kun's situation. Make a vague comment and lie to him like she's recovering. But if she becomes much worse, that would make me an unforgivable liar. The tiny bit of conscience that remains in me hurts.
もし監督の診療所のご迷惑でなければ、もうしばらく入院させてもらった方がいいかもしれません。
それはどういう意味ですか？
Said he wanted her to come home as soon as possible, so I'm a little surprised.
いえ、実はサトコ、あまりおばさん一家とも馴染めていないんです。
サトコちゃんがご両親
Just to get along with anyone, he just stops the car.
新しく預けられたおばさん夫婦ともなのですか？
サトコは大人にはあまり心を開かないので。
Satoshi-kun told me about their family background.
Mm.
My mother's constant marriages wounded her children deeply. Satoshi was able to come it, but Satoko-chan was too young to be able to do that. Some was traumatized, and now she has a tendency to dislike or distrust guardians who aren't related to her. She already would like a guardian who isn't related to them. It's just not Satoko-chan. Usually people try to deal with that, even if they don't like it. I guess Satoko-chan's not capable of that.
おじさんはあまり家に帰ってこないし、いても寝てるかテレビを見てるかなので、そんなに問題はないんですが、おばさんがものすごくサトコに絡むんです。
どうしてそんなに嫌われてしまったんでしょうね。
Okay, guess why? Satoko-chan's parents were dam proponents. Because of that, the villagers considered the aunt and uncle a part of the Hojo family and ostracized as such. However, they passed away suddenly an incident left children behind, so I guess there's more hate than gratitude. If she'd been obedient like Satoshi-kun, everything would have been fine. But Satoko-chan can't be that way. She shows that her attitude and expressions lead her aunt and uncle to having a big fight.
僕もおばさんに聡子の事情を説明してはいるのですが、なかなか分かってもらえなくて。
その度に聡子ちゃんをかばってあげるサトシ君はお兄さんの鏡だと思いますよ。今や聡子ちゃんにとって唯一の肉親はサトシ君だけなのかもしれませんからね。
そうですね。そんな気がしてます。
Satoshi-kun shows a slight hint of a sigh. He didn't say it, but Satoshi-kun has grown tired of having to cover Satoko-chan every time he had a fight. A good person as well as a good brother. So I'm sure he'll do anything to cover for his sister. But that's a very exhausting thing to keep doing forever. Satoshi-kun's already doing that when their parents were alive. Eventually his mental equilibrium can handle the strain. He grew sick and he visited my clinic. Thought his circumstances might have improved after the initial cause. His parents were gone. But it seemed things were even worse than before.
わかりました。そんな状況で聡子ちゃんを退院させたらまた心の症状がぶり返してしまうかもしれませんね。入院費のことは気にしないでください。聡子ちゃんが本当の意味で回復するまで私が責任を持ってお預かりします。
Trying to pretend I'm listening to his request, I feel disgusted at myself for making such selfish excuses. I'll make sure. Takao-san is working on the section plan as we speak.
お願いできると僕も少しだけ助かります。
はい？
いえ、聡子がもうしばらく入院しててくれたら僕もその分気が楽だなって思っただけです。
それはどういう意味ですか？
聡子が帰ってきたらどうせまたおばと喧嘩をするだろうと思います。そうしたらまた喧嘩や怒鳴り声ばかりの日になって僕もそれに巻き込まれるのかなって思うと、聡子はずっと入院しててくれるのが一番僕にとって気楽なことなんじゃないかってそう思ってしまう自分がいて嫌になります。
サトシ君。
He's a great big brother, always sticks up for his little sister. But it doesn't mean he doesn't feel burdened.
そんなことを考えてしまうなんて僕はなんて悪い兄なんだろうって思います。そうだと思えば思うほど自分が嫌になって。
Couldn't sniffling once. The question was one of anguish as he truly felt feeling his own sin. Decided to be a big model brother is putting himself against greater pressure. I feel bad for Satoko-chan, but I also feel bad for Satoshi-kun in a different way. Someone knows both of them well and was feeling their allies since they have no one else who cares about them. Satoshi's sin. Okay. Ide has not had to resolve to call off the plan yet. Forgiveness of Rena. Rena has not been a part of the story yet, so.
I gotta be lesbophobic real quick. I fucking hate the bubbling ship. I always have.
Oh, you're just wrong there, bud.
You haven't even watched the show.
All
right.
I've seen enough of them.
You've seen enough of you know, online interpretations of their actual romance.
I've seen
No,
compilations.
just always have.
I've seen compilations.
Compilations. Youngest child. It's gonna give me your son's birth certificate. Okay. Okay, I love how like in this game you can see sometimes when characters. Yeah. But sometimes when like character portraits pop up, you can see that like this is a character that hasn't been on screen enough for them to get a good like actual sprite for them. So they just like took, you know, the best screenshot that they could and kind of cropped them out of the show.
A live specimen for research is required. A tragedy at the dam construction site is required. We've seen the tragedy and we know what he does. Yeah!
Hey, you got it.
I was half asleep, so I didn't hear the phone ring around nearby. After a while, I finally realized the phone was ringing. And the ringing phone means there's some kind of emergency. Who writes a sentence like that?
I don't know.
It's 2 in the morning.
There's a lot of them that are like that, and I don't really like it, but
Yeah, I feel like the sentence should have been, if it's someone's calling me at 2 in the morning, then it must be an emergency. Takano-san.
Oh, you're talking about just like the
Like the wording of the sentence.
the wording of that sentence. Okay, I thought you were talking about the hint.
Oh, no. Bird called me this late at night, it must be an emergency. I know you just established... half of... Whatever.
末期患者が出たというのは本当ですか？
ええ、生きた検体が欲しいと思っていたら本当に運よく。
I seriously thought she was abducted by someone. She abducted someone. Man already been moved to the research area in the clinic's basement. Joining the extermination table, he was struggling against his restraints, but more he's deranged and actually resistant. Can't understand what he's saying. He sounds angry, sorrowful, like a child throwing a tantrum all at once. It's not his right state of mind. Alright, let's open his brain!
このままでは自分の舌を飲み込んで窒息しかねません。
もう少し状態を
Talking
観
to
察したかった
trying to cut everyone's head open.
仕
Jesus.
方ありませんわね。
One of the staff with a white gown got anesthesia already. Even a normal person would struggle to escape a straining table in this suspicious room. This man behavior is at a mobile level. I am so glad I was so right about the clinic.
Yeah.
So excited to want to capture him. Capture man.
Also, don't say it like that. Don't call it that. Anesthesia. They
What?
got the anesthesia already.
Did I say it wrong?
Anesthesia.
Anesthesia.
And is that the princess?
Sorry, sorry. That was just that was.
They got Anastasia ready. She just in a nurse's gown. What are we doing here?
一体この男は何者です？
あの男が持っていた新聞の包み、中に何が入っていたと思います？
これは何です？
Arm, EDA. Please use a tray table. In the blood-drenched paper, I can imagine there's something gruesome inside of it. Yeah, Takano-san looked like she once surprised me with something interesting.
これはひどい。
Hey, what's some cool?
The bloody right arm. The man table side. It's right, it doesn't belong to him.
Jesus Christ, Takano, don't just do that.
And you still look at things like this like a doctor. This horrible cross-section makes me want to look away. According to medically accepted method, that's for sure. It wasn't done according to medically accepted method, that's for sure. Obviously done out of cruelty.
状況から考えて、この男が切り取ったものと考えていいでしょうね。
つまり彼は 近隣で起こった何らかの死体遺棄事件の犯人ということですね。
Point, there was no way of knowing who the right arm belonged to. But the next morning, the dismemberment murder of the dam construction site director was reported. He mentioned that his right arm was still missing, so we learned who the arm belonged to.
この男前科者だそうで、しかもその上執行猶予期間中だとかにもかかわらずまた罪を犯してしまうなんて、それで殺人の発覚を恐れて遺体を隠そうと思ったのでしょうね。
状況にもよるでしょうが、懲役数年で済むというものではなさそうですね。
入江所長もこんな社会のクズが相手なら解剖に躊躇はないのでは。
社会のクズがさらに犯罪を重ね、さらにその上ひなみ沢将校軍で凶暴化したのか、それとも前科を食い入る善良な小市民がひなみ沢将校軍で凶暴化して罪を犯したのか、どちらかは分かりません。前者ならともかく後者ならば彼には何の罪もありませんよ。
That's why Hinamizawa syndrome is so terrifying. We can't tell if the syndrome is the cause of the crime or if it's simply a problem of human nature. But what causes it to affect human nature in the first place? That was precisely ADA's area of research. Have the crime, not the criminal. Criminals won't be corrected by punishing them with imprisonment. A person commits a crime because of a mental disorder, but then gets treatment, he is corrected. In other words, there is no crime to this world, only patients awaiting treatment without anyone else to be able to understand them. In medieval times, patients were supposed to be possessed by demons. They were either confined or killed. Centuries after, they were finally acknowledged as mentally ill people who needed treatment.
ADA says that every single criminal is mentally ill.
Yeah, you must be a Batman fan.
Huh.
Playing crimes through illness instead of malice. That's my life work. Hinamizawa syndrome is a strange disease that can support my theory. Solving this mystery is extremely important to me. To solve those mysteries, I need a medical sacrifice. Extremely sinful thing to do, but there's no way to unravel this without it. The ADA Institute was authorized to take such drastic measures if necessary. That's why I was asked about it so many times when I accepted the position of director. Finally, the opportunity is here. This will be the first step of our research on this strange disease. But even now, I'm a little hesitant. I open up a human body to many surgeries. What I'll be doing on this man is something very similar. But there's also something that's very different. What did I do before part of treatment? Did it save the patient's lives? Did it so the patients can have a better future? But what I'm trying to do here isn't a treatment. People will die at the end of it. His death will be far from humane. I'm going to violate nature and force him to stay alive while I open up his living brain.
Hakuna is just like foaming at the mouth.
ああ、すみません。もう一度お願いします。
解剖計画書を提出し、東京に応援を要請した方が良いかと思います。何しろ、単に生きてるだけでなく、末期症状を起こしている大変貴重な検体ですもの。慎重な解剖が求められますわね。
そうですね。おっしゃる通りです。そのようにしましょう。
それまでに数日の猶予があると思います。そこで麻酔を解いていくつかの反応実験をしてみたいのですが。
危険ではありませんか？たとえ拘束を解かなくても何が起こるか分かる。
ようやく手に入った生きのいい検体なんですもの。ただ脳を覗くだけじゃもったいないですわ。
Takura-san's unusual cheerfulness made me feel odd. Maybe reaction's more normal than when I'm not acting normally to the situation. I'm here for research, so I should be excited to have the opportunity to perform my first live dissection. But I'm still hesitant. How can I call myself a researcher? Researchers of the past were brave enough to cross the line, and that's how they accomplished many things.
You okay, yeah?
I've operated them. I put on my Cyclops sunglasses. Never thought of anything because I knew I did the right thing. But my hard work was denied afterwards. If you paid me to think of that, though, I just need to advance the field of medicine to ensure the deaths weren't wasted. That's the true form of the advancing field of medicine. That's why my heart was tormented so much by changing the name from treatment to dissection. Does it mean I'm not a man enough to emulate those great men in the past who opened the doors to new medicine and the power to develop new advances myself?
By opening up
どう
living
なさい
people?
ましたの所長。お休みのところを無理に起こしてしまったので、ご気分が優れませんのかしら。
I'm also pretending to be concerned about me. But she knows. She knows I'm still hesitating. And she's telling me that I should be ashamed as a researcher for feeling that way. I shook my head to clear off the sleepiness. Remember the resolve that brought me here to this day. I already have blood on my hands. But if I stop now, the lives will be wasted. Those who shed the blood can only rest in peace once they become cornerstones of great research. Shook my head once more, remind myself that I am a researcher.
いえ、考え事
I
を
am a
していただけ
researcher.
です。
I have to cut this person
高野
open.
さんは
You must understand.
東京との調整をお願いいたします。日程が決まりましたら教えてください。
ええ、了解いたしましたわ。眠気も吹っ飛んでしまいますわね。
At least I can do my best, as life won't be wasted. If you please, I can't waste a drop of his blood. Discussion of sessions after excitement, I return my office. EDA's resolve to dissect man. Bop, bop.
Man, I really want some pizza now.
For the game and not for dissecting opening brains of human bodies, right?
Yeah, for the dessert pizza that I just delivered.
EDA's decision is required.
Oh my god, I've got oven pizza in the freezer! I'm gonna go put that in.
「いやー、遅く今日はどういうわけか。お疲れ様です、入江兄さん。ああ、私はせめて了解しました。私もかつては保証金に納得して立ち退きに応じようという人たちも少しはいたんですが、御三家の園崎家が国との対決し、凱旋者みたいなのがよく騒がしくして、
ここに住む人に気持ちはわからなくもありません。
そういう意味では撤回されれば、
もちろんそれについては東京の方で交渉。
東京の方で噂を聞いたんですけれど。
いやー、私ごときでは詳しくは知りませんが、水面下調整がうまくいっていないのではという話も少し聞きます。
冗談抜きでダムができますから、ここを立ち退いてくださいな。
それだけは時間がかかっているだけですので、穏便に済ませることができない場合は最終的な荒領事も辞さないこと。
荒領事、
そこは入江所長はどうかお任せください。
そうばかりよろしくお願いいたします。
大丈夫、ダム計画はだ。
Griffin, you there?
Yep.
Okay, I think that confirms. I've been hesitant on this for a while. But I think that's as clear as the only time the minister's son getting kidnapped is really gonna be brought up. I think is gonna be there. So, because they Toмотake was like, we'll do drastic measures. The research needs to have hit its first snag.
I gotta tell. Okay.
Cause I need Rika. I need Rika as the queen to unlock so many things.
That's gonna be the, yeah. The research hitting its first snag is probably one of the trickier hints. Honestly.
It's cause, okay, the first thing we ever watched was this.
いや、生きているうちに調べることは難しいでしょう。
わかりました。滅ぶ前の地球を。そんなに南沢の住民で。
しかし、いくら余命いくば
そんないずれなくなるか書類上。
第一、頭蓋を切開するような遺体を遺族の方が見られたら、
そういう山犬に支給条件。先生はすぐに。
Is this it right here? Our research seems to have having its first snag. Right? I'm not crazy. That's literally the same wording.
Say it again.
Here, our research seems to be having its first snag. It's actually stalled our work for several weeks now.
Yep.
Okay, that's the first one I read, so I probably just... Okay, I need Rika. I need Rika. I need her.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Sorry, I just remembered. That's one of the hints that I hope that I tell them, to rewrite.
I did it!
Because before, I can't remember the wording before, but it was like the research needs to have come to a standstill or something like that. And like that, yeah. It's like, that doesn't really make sense.
I mean, they did say that they haven't been able to go for weeks, but... Okay. This is from the Queen. That very night, that for the family, the race ran his wife, Rika, got a family meeting. Why am I speaking like that? He was always trying to speak on the case, such so as usual. Opinions once, what?
どうしたんですか？ひょっとして
The
ダムに関わるお
fucking
話
the
です。
Higurashi radio announcer.
Village at the moment. Wife naturally soon.
Rika is the radio announcer.
Damn. For him to gather all them together like this would be a huge decision had to make. Perhaps he was going to talk about joining the pro evacuation camp.
いや、ダムの話ではない。だが、この村に関わる、いや、この村のご先祖様たちにも関わる、とても大事な問題だ。
Their family has served as the priesthood of Oishiro-sama, the guardian deity of the village, for generations. So for him, the head of the family, to start out this way must be something extremely important. Yet he said it was about the dam, so what could he want to talk about now?
私は入婿だ。だから、古出家の本当の血を受け継ぐお前とリカには、よく聞いてほしい。お前たちは、普通の人間ではないのだ。
僕は お社様の生まれ変わりなのですよ。
I know. I have a ghost girl right next to me.
そういうのは口にしてはいけません。あなた、そういう話は理科のいないところでしましょう。それでなくっても集会所のお年寄りたちが理科に妙なことばかり吹き込んで。
そのお社様の生まれ変わりというのがどうも本当らしいの。
I don't know what I'm talking about, but she is.
少し長い話に
It's a red long story.
二人とも
Please just sit
しば
tight.
らく黙って私の話を聞きなさい。
You know, downplayed expression on her face, not knowing what he was going to say, but Iko is completely relaxed, wearing her usual carefree expression. Priest started to talk about his wife after his wife calmed down.
この村には大昔からある病気があるのだ。それはこの地にだけある特別な病気、フード病というものらしい。それにはこの村に住む者が全員かかっている。今この村に住んでいる者だけではない、大昔から住んでいたご先祖様たちもみんなずっとこの病気にかかってきたのだ。
そんな、だって私たちはみんな普通に生活していますよ。この村だけの病気なんて聞いたこともない。
落ち着きなさい。その病気はな、この村にいる限り何も問題はないのだ。だがこの村を出て遠くの地へ行くと発病してしまう。わかるか？
わかるわけないでしょ。何のことだかさっぱり。
お社様のたたりと同じなのです。
Still calmly while mother became frustrated.
そうだ。この村から離れるとたたりがあるのと同じなのだ。つまりお社様のたたりだとご先祖様たちが代々恐れてきたのはこの村だけにしかない風土病のせいだったのだ。
そんなことあるわけないです。だって私たちだって時には村を離れることもあるじゃないですか。村の人だって仕事で遠くへ出かける人だっているし、海外に出かける人だって。
うん。それは長い時間を経て病気が徐々に弱まってきたかららしい。だからこのままさらに長い時間をかければ消えてなくなってしまうものだったのだ。だがそれがダム戦争のせいでおかしくなったらしい。ダム戦争で今村中が熱に浮かされたように興奮している状態にあるのはみんなも分かっているだろう。そういう興奮状態や情緒不安定な状態はこの病気を悪化させてしまうらしいのだ。
よく話が分かりませんけど、つまりこの大昔からたたりだと呼んできたものは全てその病気の仕業だとおっしゃるんですね。
そうだ。お社様の作った決まりは全てこの病気から村人を守るための決まりだったのだ。
そんな、それじゃお社様は神様ではなく病気が正体なんですか？そんなこと古出家代々のご先祖様たちに説明できますか？
落ち着きなさい。お社様の信仰は変わらない。お社様がひなみ沢を見守ってくださることに何の変わりもない。お社様のたたりを再現する病気がこの村には大昔からあったということ、それだけなんだ。
そんなのは認められません。そんなこと亡くなった先代や先々代に説明できますか？古出家数百年の伝統に対する、いえお社様に対する冒涜です。そんなことをあなたに吹き込んだのは誰ですか？失礼極まりない。大地、そんな変な病気が実在するという証拠があるんですか？
ある。
それはどんな？誰が？
厚生省と国立感染症予防研究所の方からだ。病原体もすでに特定され、現在治療方法などを研究している最中だという。先週実際にその資料や標本などを見せてもらった。厚生省の方はこの病気をひなみ沢症候群と呼んでいるらしい。
そんな。
ひなみ沢症候群は普通に生活している分には何も影響のない無害なものらしい。だがひなみ沢を遠く離れたり、精神や情緒が不安定になったりすると発病しやすくなるという。発病すると妄想などに取りつかれ、最悪の場合異常行動に出ることもあるらしい。 この病気は戦争中に発見されたんだそうだ。戦地でひなみ沢の兵隊だけ異常な病気を起こすことがあるのに、偉い学者の先生が気がついて研究がずっと進められてきたんだという。その辺の話はだいぶ詳しくしてもらったんだが、難しい内容だったので私の口からはこれ以上うまく説明できん。もし私の説明では納得できんというなら、お前も直接話を聞いてみればいい。私だって最初は何をバカなことを、お社様を冒涜する気かと憤慨していたのだから。その病気を研究するために入江診療所が作られたというんだ。あそこは表向きはただの診療所ということになっているが、実際は病気を調べるための隠し研究所らしい。
秘密で研究しているなんてうさんくさいじゃないですか。それも厚生省がやっていることなら堂々とやればいいじゃないですか。
Because the government.
いや、そうはいかんらしい。この病気の実態を把握しないまま存在するという事実だけが不十分な知識で広まってしまったら、病気を持っている人たちはもちろん無関係の人々も勘違いした差別を受けることになる。ひなみ沢の人間は皆怪しげな病気にかかっていて、そのせいでとんでもないことをするかもしれないなどという噂が日本中に知れ渡ったら大変だ。厚生省もそのことを心配していて、この病気については厳重に伏せた上で治療を目指すらしい。勘違いするな。私たちを見せ物にするというんじゃないぞ。この病気を根絶させ、この村を病気から解放しようとしているのだ。自給自足ができていた大昔ならともかく、現代では村から一歩も出ずに生活
All
な
this
ど
started because one random man
村から出
decided
るだけで
like
発
to
病
look
する
into
かもしれない病気な
Hinamizawa.
ど、村人にとってどれほど危険なものかわかるだろ。繰り返しになるが、昨今反ダム戦争で村全体が強い興奮状態にあって、ひなみ沢症候群にとって非常に良くない状態にあるらしい。
もし村人がおかしくなって大変なことをしたら、きっとマスコミがパシャパシャでいっぱいなのです。
そうだ。そうなったからでは手遅れなのだ。
そんな、いきなり言われても信用できませんわ。本当に相手は国の人？変な詐欺に騙されてるんじゃないですか？
Why would the government lie to us,
信用
honey?
できんのも無理はない。先方は研究所はいつでも見に来ていいと言っている。私はもう見せてもらっているが、あれは詐欺とかそういうレベルではない。ゴングラの大病院でもあんな大掛かりな設備はないぞ。お前も私の話に納得できないなら、研究所で詳しい話を聞かせてもらうといい。私よりもっと詳しく説明してくれるだろう。向こうは研究所の説明でも納得できないなら、東京の国立研究所で説明してもいいし、厚生省の本庁舎で直接説明してもいいと言っている。
でも、信じる信じないは別にして、それが私たちにどういう関係があるんです？
Yeah, I'm
フ
here.
ルデケは
sorry, my
代
headphones
々
went.
お社様の血を受け継ぐと言われてい
Because
る。
Dad's
そ
just
して
yapping.
8代続いて女子が生まれれば、その8代目はお社様の生まれ変わりであるとも。
そうですわ。私が7代目、リカが8代目。でもそれとその病気に何の関係があるというんです？
このひなみ沢症候群という病気はある種の寄生虫によるらしい。虫といってもものすごく小さい。人の目には決して見えんくらいに。その虫たちには親分格がいるというのだ。
まさかそれがフルデケだとおっしゃるんですか？
その親分格の寄生虫は代々フルデ家の直系だけに受け継がれるらしい。つまり先代はお前、今はリカだ。
I
have a parasite in me. A queen
そんな
parasite.
話、やっぱりおかしいですわ。大体ですね、寄生虫なんてそんな気持ち悪いもの。
だから落ち着きなさい。私では説明が下手だ。専門の人に説明を受けなさい。そして彼らが言うには、この病気の治療を研究するためには親分核の研究が不可欠だというのだ。
嫌です。そんな怪しげな研究まっぴらごめん
Calm
です。
down, honey. They're just gonna cut her head
そん
open.
な研究には関わらせません。
だから落ち着きなさいというのに。彼らの研究では、ひなみ沢症候群は村から離れると発病するのではなく、親分核から離れると発病するということらしいのだ。お前も小さかった頃、村人から陣痛力があると言われていたことがあるだろ。遠方に出かけ片頭痛などにかかったお年寄りがお前に払ってもらうとたちまち頭痛が消えたという陣痛力、それこそが親分核の証拠でもあるというのだ。フルデの血には発病者を救う力がある。それを研究するのは治療薬を見つけるためにもとても重要なことなのだそうだ。
僕を研究すると村のみんなが助かるのですか？
先方はそう言っている。
その病気は村の全員がかかっているのですか？僕もみんなもさとこも。
うん。村に住む人間全員だけでなく、沖宮に住む親類なども全て含むそう。
The relatives of
多分
Okinomiya too.
何千人という規模になるだろう。それだけの大変な病気だから、厚生省がわざわざたくさんの予算を投じて専門の研究所を作ってくれたのだ。
私は反対です。リカをそんな怪しげな研究の生贄にするだなんて。
僕はいいのですよ。僕が生贄でさとこが助かるなら全然平気なのです。
リカは黙っていなさい。とにかく絶対反対です。あなたにそんな妙なことを吹き込んだ人たちには私が直接会ってはっきりとお断りをします。リカを変な実験で殺されてたまるものですか？だいたいリカはフルデ家のたった一人の跡継ぎなんですよ。もしものことがあればフルデの血はここで絶えてしまうかもしれないじゃないですか。あなたはもっとですね、フルデの家のことを考えていただかないと。そんなだから村の人たちに日和見主義とかなんとか言われて大体おかしいじゃないですか。建設省は村をダムに沈める。
No, I don't want to have a child that's not mine.
何が何だかさっぱりわからないです。
厚生省はこの病気は環境の変化で大変発病しやすいと警告していて、建設庁に対し
Looked at my grandma, but she actually legit said that to me once.
働きかけてくれている
But I expressed that I would like to adopt the child.
研究所を見せてもらい
I
なさい。
mean, no, that doesn't surprise me. I'm sure a lot of,
ダム湖に沈
I'm
むかもしれ
confident
な
a
い
lot
土
of
地に
people would say
建て
that.
るわけがない。
Yeah. Why do you
Oh my
want to
God,
have a child that's not yours?
We can let a bit yawn. Are we done yapping?
僕はもう寝ますです。父さん、
Anyways, I'm gonna go get my head cut
僕
open.
に協力すると
Bye.
その人たちに言っておいてくださいなのです。
リカ、そんなことお母さんに断りなく勝手に決めちゃいけません。リカ、待ちなさい。リカ
Shut up, Beatrice. You did not need to recount all the information you already know of Ika's father. You could just said I explained to them him as I wasn't. Whatever. 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 Alright. The queen is willing to participate.
Yay.
Research is going well.
Lemongrad.
L5 stage patients section is acquired. The queen must be willing to participate. Let's go.
フルデさん、お待たせしました。今、最後の検査を終えたところです。もうすぐ戻ってくると思います。
娘が村のために役に立てばいいのですが。
とんでもない。リカさんの協力は村を救うことにもなります。おかげでようやく治療方法にも目処がついてきたところです。仕組みはまだ調べているところですが、リカさんの存在がやはり村人にとってとても大切なものであることが分かってきました。レベルの進んでしまった一般感染者は自力ではそのレベルを下げて症状を安定させるのが非常に困難です。ですが女王感染者に接近することで 脳内にある種の物質が作られることが分かっています。その物質には鎮静効果があり、また進んでしまった症状のレベルを抑え回復させる力もあるようなのです。この物質を処方できるようになれば治療の強力な決め手となるでしょう。
そうですか。理科にそのような力が。
驚かれるには値しないのでは。フルデの巫女には荒れた心、鬼を鎮める神通力があると代々伝えられているんではありませんでしたっけ。私たちが解明しなくても村の数百年にわたる歴史はすでにそれを知っていたわけですわ。
そうですね。
True.
大昔の方の聡明さは時に現代医学から見ても感心させられます。
What the fuck?
みー。はい、リカ。
検査が終わったのです。
リカ、大変だったな。疲れただろ。これで自動
Did you know about control, like Windows Windows V, like Windows Paste?
Yeah.
Like the Windows clipboard?
Yeah, what about it?
I mean, like the
本当にリカさんの
like the
協力のお
extended
かげです
clipboard
彼女が
thing.
研修
Oh,
的
where
な
you
協
can-
力に応じてくれなければ
Yeah,
I haven't
you
really
can like
got-
copy and paste like multiple things from the history of everything you've
自分
copied.
の友達も
Yeah,
その
I
病気に
saw
か
that. I
か
haven't
ってい
really
るというこ
explored
とを
it.
気にしていて、
It's so
友
useful.
達の
Oh
た
my
めにも
god.
協力したいと常に言っていました。どうか
Like
先生
I'll take multiple
理
screenshots
科の心意気を汲ん
and
でやってく
then
ださい。
I'll have to like paste each time.
もちろんです。
Just everything I'd screenshot is just there if I hit Control V, or sorry, not Control V, Windows key V.
今後も
Windows
リカさん
key
に
V.
過酷な実験を強いることがあると思いますが、どうかお許しいただければと思います。
彼女に危害を加えることは絶対にありませんわ。彼女はとても大切な身なのです。何しろお社様の生まれ変わりなんですから。
大昔の村人はどのようにしてこの
Yeah, how do
病気の
people
ことを
even...
知り、
That's
フ
a
ルデ
good
家に
question.
その女王の血が流れていることを知ったのやら、ご先祖様たちにはつくづく頭が下がります。
Now that we can making all this shit up.
それで実はまた辛いご協力をお願いしなくてはなりません。彼女の脳脊髄液の採
Collect her
取の
cerebral,
ご許可をいた
her
だき
spinal
たいんで
fluid.
す。また
We're gonna make
場
her a
合によ
titan.
っては彼女の頭蓋に先行を開け直接頭部の中を
She's what they call the command
検査させていただくこと
titan.
になるかもしれません。
頭蓋骨に穴ですか？
もちろん安全性には最大限注意します。リカさんはたった一人しかいない女王感染者なのです。間違っても危害を加えることがないよう私どもで最も安全な方法を模索した上で提案させていただいています。
もちろんリカちゃんは女の子ですもの。頭部先行周辺の頭髪には気を使いますので丸坊主にしてしまうようなことはありません。ただ経過を慎重に見るためにしばらく入院をしてもらうことになりますが。
もちろんその間面会謝絶ということはありません。検査にもぜひ立ち会ってください。
Hey, you're more than welcome to see your daughter have a hole drilled through the back of her skull.
その検査はどうしても必要なもの
Hakuda's like, have you ever seen The
絶
Matrix?
対に
Watch
安
this
全
shit.
なものなのですか？
This is talking about 1983. It's 1980.
どちらも 100% の安全を保証すること
You'll
が
understand when you're older.
常に
What?
1% の危険があります。またリカさんに身体的あるいは精神的苦痛を与えるでしょう。いくら重要な検査といえどもご家族の同意なしには行えません。
リカちゃんには実はもう同じ話をしていますわ。
リカはなんと
Is this DL?
自分は構わないと。それはもうあっけらかん。
Who is Rika's father's voice actor? I know this voice.
リカさんには
Rika's father's Seiyu. Try to find out who it is.
もちろん十分に説明しています。ですがやはり保護者の方の承諾をいただかないわけにはいきません。
リカは自分のことを本当に お社様の生まれ変わりだと信じている時があります。だから村人のために自分の身を捧げるのが自分の義務だと思っているところがあるのかもしれません。
立派なお子さんだと思います。
一応家内とも相談させてください。納得はしてくれているのですが、やはり
You say
ことな
Oda.
ので
I know that
話を
name.
しないわけにもいかない。
Go look at his.
That is. So what?
Yeah,
ご
go
家
look
族
through
の
his
同意は
stuff.
不可欠だと思います。よくご相談なさってください。
Supreme Kai?
その検査は病気の
Oh,
根
okay,
絶の
so
ために
he's Shen.
重要な意味があるのですね。
はい。
Sorry.
ひ
Not
な
a
み
weed.
沢症候群のベールを剥ぐ決定的なも
Oh
の
my
にな
god,
り
he
ましょう。
voices Adol Kristen
決定
in
的なものの第一歩
the PS2 East
で
games.
すわね。
Cool.
すでにご説明しております
Yeah,
よう
no.
に、
See,
女王感染者に
too
万
much
一のことがあった
to
What's
ら
his name?
recognize.
感染コミュニティに致命的
Uh,
な
you
崩
say
壊をもたら
Oda.
す危険性が予見されています。平たく申し上げると、村人全員が突如として末期発症を起こす可能性もあるということです。
ええ、急性発症の平均から見て女王感染者死亡から48時間以内に全感染者が末期発症を起こします。それだけは絶対に防がなくてはなりません。
リカが死ぬようなことがあれば村中が大パニックに陥って恐ろしいことに。
はい。それを防ぐのも私たちの役目です。そのために危険を冒さなければならないのはとても皮肉なことですが、根絶のためには避けて通れない道だと思っています。
入江先生、必ずその検査を成功させていただけますか？
ですから医学には 100% や絶対などという。
ええ。
Instead of not interrupting Takano's vague response.
私入江京介が命を懸けて必ずやリカさんを救います。村人も救います。絶対にです。
わかりました。家内と相談させてください。その上で後日改めてお返事させていただきます。
はい。よろしくお願いいたします。
At the beacon, the father left. Takano started to laugh.
どうしましたか？何か愉快なことでも。
This is like Attack on Titan. What is
患
that?
者とご家族から律儀に事前承諾を取られていたのがなんだかおかしく。
You'll understand
リカさんは本来無用な
Ah,
口を強いています。
idiot.
それくらいは
You're not gonna
最
live
低
that
限の
long.
礼儀だと思いまして、去年の男も正常な状態にあれば事前承諾を取りたかったところです。
入江所長はここの研究を始められてからずっと罪の意識に苛まれているのではありません？
それはどういう意味ですか？
Type of teasing was normal from Takano, but maybe she got a little too far. He didn't make clear how displeased he was to hear that.
ひなみ沢症候群の研究は生きた検体を裁くことでしか進められない。それが分かってなおあなたはこの研究を進めることに罪の意識を感じている。
罪の意識は必要です。殺人であれ解剖であれ相手に死を強いる点で変わりません。私たちはその罪を受け止めてなおその死を無駄にしないために最大限の努力と研究を重ねなくてはなりません。
ご高説ですわね。では入江所長、あなたはこれまで人の脳を切り取ることに何度の事前承諾を取られたというんですの？
He didn't think Takano knew about that.
あなたの人の罪は脳の疾患によるものという独りよがりで、一体何人の患者が事前承諾なく脳を切除されたんですの？
それは
常識は時代で変わる。当時は医者が治療をいちいち説明することなどなかったし、事前承諾なんて大したものではなかった。だから 当時のことは気にしなくていいんじゃないですかしら。今は倫理上問題があっても当時は問題なかったならばいいじゃありませんの。でもそれに罪を感じているからリカちゃんやあの男にさえも事前承諾が取りたかった。
それは誤解です。そもそも治療と解剖では患者。
ねえ坊や、あなたが欲しいのは事前承諾という名の免罪符、そうでしょ。あなたが欲しいのは過去の罪をあがないたいという心を満たすだけの欺瞞、そのためだけの免罪符。後悔しているならば二度と脳に関わらなければいい。なのにだらだらと後悔しながらあなたはいつまでも未練がましくこの世界で脳に関わっている。その罪の意識が本物ならあなたはあの時所長就任の話を断ればよかったはず。そうでしょう、坊や。
Boy, damn.
とても深いです。
I mean, she's kind of got you.
失礼させていただき
She's
ま
not
す。
wrong.
聞きなさい。
She's out of line, but she's right.
医学は常にその時代の倫理や価値観との戦いから勝ち取られるの。かつて高野先生がひなみ沢症候群の存在を予見した時、その時代の権威たちは自分たちの無知を棚に上げ、その先見性を嘲笑った。でも病に倒れる直前まで研究を捨てなかったわ。必ず自分がいつか評価される日が来ると信じて、そしてその日が自分の死後であったとしても必ず来ると信じて、それが強い信念と揺らぎのない鉄の意志があるから成し遂げられること。そうでなければ時代の無理解に高野先生は屈していたはず。研究はね、意志の力で成し遂げるのよ。絶対的に強固な意志だけが結果を紡ぎ出す。でもあなたにはそれがない。あなたは自分の実績を誇るべきか恥じるべきかすら自分で決めかねている臆病者よ。そんな中途半端な覚悟でよくこのような研究所の所長を引き受けられたものね。血塗られた両手をさらに血に浸すことでしか明かせぬ研究だと最初から分かっていたはずなのに。
否定はしません。私は中途半端かもしれない。
ならば所長を辞任なさっては。守秘義務は残るでしょうけど、あなたはこれ以上罪の意識に苛まれなくて済むでしょう。私にとってあなたはパートナーである以前にクライアントが要求した人事上の駒でしかない。こうして研究機関が成立した今、あなたの存在はもう重要ではないの。しかもその上研究に対する覚悟が足りず、研究のパートナーとしても役立たずならあなたは無能の用なしよ。私は一人でも研究をやめない。どんな罪も後悔も恐れない。強固な意志だけが未来を紡ぐ。かつて高野先生が高潔な精神で成し遂げたように、私もたった一人でも成し遂げてみせる。
立派な決意だと思います。ですが私もあなたに及ばないにしてもわずかの決意があってここへ来ています。そしてあなたの言う通り私の手はすでに血にまみれ、そしてひなみ沢に来てさらに血に。だからその責任を全うするまでは相変わらず私はでも逃げない。必ずひなみ沢症候群、それだけがこの研究に命、そしてこれから捧げることになるかもしれない方への最後の誠意だと思っています。おそらくリカさんの検査は準備をお願いします。
ええ、所長。
Got a consent the following week. Damn. I mean, she kind of ate you up. Alright, so this has been going on for 2 hours, and I am hungry, so we're gonna end the episode here as I go eat. Does that sound good with you, Griffin? Griffin?
As I was in the kitchen getting a slice of pizza.
Well, then you can enjoy that pizza. because
Yeah.
I am gonna go eat, and then we'll be back, and then we can probably, hopefully, finish this up tonight, maybe.
I'm gonna keep playing, so.
Until then, have a good time, y'all. Peace.